Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Max and welcome to my Airsofting channel. Today what I'm going to be talking about is what is a common beginner's loadout, or what's a recommended loadout for a beginner airsofter. And when I say beginner, I mean never touched an airsoft gun in their life. So I kind of want to share first off my story with what I used to start with when I first ever touched an airsoft gun. And I even had to, actually, my friend was cool enough to let me borrow his for a good while to play a lot of the games. So shout out to my buddy. Just mainly going to talk about what's a good idea cost-wise, FPS-wise, reliability, brand. I just really want to kind of touch on those topics to really ensure you to, select the right, first off, the right primary and the right secondary. So hope you guys enjoy. We'll go ahead and get into this video right now. Alrighty, so as you guys can see, I have two very awesome and popular pistols. Kind of going into what my first primary was when I first started with airsoft, it would be this M92 Beretta. The one that I actually had, this one was a spring-powered one, which I wish I had to kind of really show you guys a little bit more, but the one I have here is the KJW Green Gas Edition. So this one is actually compatible with both CO2 and green gas. So for this one, why I would recommend as a great secondary starter is because, first off, with the brand KJW, it's gonna come with a very nice finish. First of all, very nice build quality, and for a lot of people, a lot of players, they actually like the KJW because there's no branding on it of any sort. There's no stampings or logos of the actual real steel manufacturer. I mean, there's probably just a minor serial number for KJW, but that's about it, and then the little logo on the hand grip. But other than that, the slide is going to be clean. There's nothing going to be in the magazine, and the other side is going to be clean. So it's a clean finish, which a lot of players prefer. Now, the other thing, too, is the price point on this. These are actually not that bad, and especially if you catch a sale on it, unlike e-bike or, depends where you really shop, Red Wolf, Airsoft GI, Airsplat, they usually have promos of some sort. So if you get these on a sale, you're going to be really saving money, and you're going to get a great product. So for this one, I purchased it for about $100 or so. I think this one was off of evike.com. And again, Evike does a ton of sales promotions, sales coupons. They do everything to really make sure that you get something that you want at a decent price level. So for something like this as a starter secondary, I would personally recommend, because first off, it's really nice quality again. The efficiency too in the gas is awesome. The green gas magazine, which is right here, it can probably go at least two mags easily on a nice day. Unfortunately, I don't have a CO2 magazine for this, but this is going to be a 2-in-1 pistol. It's CO2 and green gas compatible. The reason why it's CO2 compatible is because they actually have an upgraded nozzle in this pistol. So you can see it's a blue nozzle. It's a little bit more reinforced to take the pressure of the CO2. So right out of the gate, you buy this gun for $100, and you already have the compatibility factor of both gases built in. The only thing is you just need to buy a magazine for it, but that's just a small investment you can do later on. It's not something you really need to have right away, unless you're a huge winter airsofter, then maybe that's necessary. But again, it's really depending on your preference of gases. So this one is definitely one I can recommend as a beginner. And again, it's a very popular sidearm as well. If you guys check out my top 3 popular sidearms, this one is actually in it from my choices. So I'll even throw a video in the comments so you guys can take a look at that video and see it. But for the most part, that's one good starter. Another one I'd recommend is the WeTech brand. And the reason why the WeTech brand is, first off, it's a lot cheaper in terms of price. and you still get a pretty good build finish. You get a good build, and you get a very nice finish out of it. Of course, this one is branded with some sort of engravings. Don't mind the LOCK. I carved that in there, and it looks a little ghetto, but it's okay. You got really nice sights on this. For this one, it is actually a semi-auto and a full auto version, all in one pistol. This one I got actually on sale for about $70. Typically, these are about $100 on the top end, but if you get a nice promo code like a 25% off or 30% off, you're gonna get a really good deal on this. This I bought back when Airsplat was still good. Yeah, when they were still good. Like that. Enough said. It's not really a company I like to work with anymore. But anyway, I got this for dirt cheap, and this was like about 5 years ago that I got this. Actually like 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. But this one, it's also very reliable. It's again full auto, semi-auto. It's lightweight if you're looking for a light sidearm, because this is a pretty much a blend of materials: metal on the top, plastic on the bottom, or polymer on the bottom. So it's gonna really mimic the real Glock as much as possible. They did a really good job at WeTech with doing that. There is also one thing I'd like to touch on too, with WeTech. There's a lot of backlash on the brand that it's, crap, it's cheap, the materials are cheap. The thing is, yes, that is true to some extent, but from my personal experience and from what you guys have seen in all my videos, these things are like years old and they function amazingly. I've used them, countless times without any real issues. I maintain and upgrade parts here and there, but that's about it. I never really had to do a complete overhaul to repair something, to get it to work again, So there is that little hiccup with WeTech, but honestly, if you just take care of your things and just really maintain it on a regular basis, you'll be fine. But anyway, so FPS wise, it's going to be pretty good. Both of these two are going to be right around that 330 range, with .2 BBs, and magazine capacity is also pretty good. The magazine is double stack magazine. It's going to hold about 25 rounds. Same goes for the Beretta. It's right around 24, double stacked as well. The only negative thing with this compared to the Beretta is it's only green gas compatible. They do make CO2 mags for this, but I would not advise using it with the stock WE nozzles because they are just not strong enough to hold that gas pressure. So, just an FYI, if you're trying to do any type of winter loadout, I probably wouldn't go with this unless you're really hands-on with upgrading your own parts. Then if you could upgrade your nozzle, you will be good. So that's essentially the two that I really would recommend. The Beretta is one that I've had as my first airsoft pistol. It just brings nostalgia to me when I use it. I got it also for that factor, and the GBB version, you can't go wrong because the GBB is awesome. Mimics the real thing, with the blowback action. Really cool. So that's all I had for the pistol segment for the secondary. So if you guys have any questions on this bit of the video, definitely let me know. Now we'll get into the recommended primary, which is definitely my favorite. So we'll get right into that. Alrighty, so now for the primary. So this is one I personally feel is an awesome starter primary because a lot of things. First of all, it's the iconic Kalashnikov or AK-47. That's already unique as is because a lot of the people love to run the M4s or just any of the American styled guns. Nobody really tackles the Russian loadouts. I'm a huge Russian loadout fan. I'm Russian, I need to, no, I'm kidding, I don't need to, but I just love it. You get this aggressive and badass looking AK, especially if you weather it down like I did to give it like a battle worn look. It's really badass, honestly. But anyway, the other thing too is, again, the price point thing on this AK. This one actually, this is the SEMA CM048 electric blowback AK-47. So the electric blowback's kind of like a little perk to purchasing this thing. The initial price of this is right around, let me see, how much did I get it for? I think originally this was $175 on ebike.com, but again, they had their awesome promo codes that I definitely took advantage of. I think at one point they had like a 30% that I used on this, because it came down to like, I think like 150 or 140 something in the end. And I mean, to pay that much for an amazing quality AK-47 like this is amazing. I can't even say that enough, because usually these guns they're going to be running, you know, in the high 200s and well, not the high 200s, maybe the low to mid 200s, but to get it below the 200 range it's pretty good. You know, it's definitely awesome if you catch those deals. It's a really good way to secure your loadout. And the other thing too, this is an AEG, because I said electric blowback, so this is the battery powered one. The perks of an AEG is you're going to get to put more BBs down the range, and you have a larger mag capacity. So the magazine that comes with this can hold about 600 rounds, and it is just, you know, your typical wind-up magazine. And I mean, we're talking, okay, 600 rounds on this thing, so you really don't need to be reloading like crazy, taking the mag out. You know, you keep the mag in, shake it, spin the wheel, get the BBs in, good to go. Now, the refill port on this, it's going to be right here. So you just flip open the top here, and then you can pour your BBs in there. So I have some in there already. So it's really easy with magazine insertion. It's a very solid build. I mean, this thing is all metal and real wood. That's the other thing, real wood. A lot of them are imitations for this price that you pay for $150. It's more than likely going to be cheap crap plastic, but this is the real thing, because, you know, I got to sand it a little bit and give it a little better of a finish. But, you know, it's the real thing, and it's actual stamped metal. I mean, you can't really tell, but if you take the cover off, it's stamped steel. I don't know if it's steel actually. It's some kind of metal though, but. Again, as a real AK, also comes semi and full auto, so the perk right there. And then, of course, the sights are amazing. The iron sights truly are king for this gun. If you mount any type of optic on it, I don't know why you would. Just my opinion, no. I think you should go with the iron sights. But anyway, sights are super accurate, just like the real thing. You know, you get multiple settings here for short distance and long distance range. I mean, this has a really good FPS and range. The FPS with this is about probably 380 to 400 FPS with .2s, and I mean, it is just insanely accurate for an airsoft gun. I mean, it's awesome, because, you know, if you're not really a good shot, this thing will make sure you get somebody real good. But anyway, yeah, so it's a good FPS, really good with the BB capacity on this. The battery, it's going to be stored in the buttstock like a lot of these are going to be. So essentially with this SEMA AK, I think most of them are like this. You just have to unscrew the back plates, 2 screws, and then you can either fit a block battery or the nunchucks. I would go with the nunchucks for this because it is a little tight in here, but I've done it with both, so you can do it with both too. Just my recommendation would be the nunchucks, because there's a lot of wiring in there. Again, it's a tight spacing, so you can kind of like put the wire between the nunchucks. So, you know, that's something that's kind of just a recommendation on that end of it. And electric blowback. So as you guys can see, this piece moves back and forth. You know, it's only like a half travel, but you know, you can really hear the distinctive noise of this when you fire it. You can really just hear that clack noise, like clack, like it's really cool. But for the most part, that's why I would recommend this as a good starter, because again, price point is awesome if you get a discount. Magazine capacity over 600. Battery can fit both block and nunchuck battery. I think like 9.6 and 11.1 could fit in here. I have both in here just fine. Real wood, nice finish, all metal, and I don't know if I said electric blowback, and of course semi-full auto, awesome sights. It has a threaded barrel, so you can mount something on here if you needed to. It doesn't have The unfortunate thing for you optic people, doesn't have the rail here to mount a sight on here. That's maybe the only drawback if you're trying to mount an optic on here, but again, nothing that's super important. You can do just fine with the iron sights. But anyway, there's a lot of good things with this for it being a very good primary. You know, essentially with the pistol and this, you're gonna probably invest tops like $300 and maybe even less. You know, even after you buy BBs and gas, you'll probably only spend about $20 there. You know, it's not that bad at all. You know, with Airsoft, you can't really go all that cheap either because you don't want your stuff to be breaking while you're playing. You know, that's something you don't want to happen because especially if depending how you play too, you know, everybody has a different aggression level with how they like charge towards things or run and, you know, do rolls and stuff. You know, everybody's different with how they play. But, you know, just something to really start with that's pretty decent quality that will last you. You know, SEMA, the CM048 AK-47, and then either the KJW or WeTech brands. You know, and I say brands because overall both brands are pretty good, but the Beretta and then I think I had the Glock 23 or any of the Glock variants really are ideal for, you know, your good starter secondary. But anyway, guys, that's kind of what I had, and you know, just sharing my, you know, my thoughts of what is a good and just, you know, good priced, good everything loadout for an airsofter that's new to the airsoft world. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. This video really is pertaining more to the new airsofter that's never really dealt with airsoft before, so this is kind of more for them. But you know, it's also good for anybody watching this, just so they kind of really, you know, maybe they'll have a nostalgic moment of, oh, I remember when I had my first airsoft gun, you know, it was crazy, you know, something like that. Maybe that'll make you think about that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you are an existing subscriber, thanks so much for watching. Definitely like the video and comment if you have any thoughts or questions. For any of those new viewers, I hope you guys did enjoy my introduction. Hope you guys take a look at my channel and maybe enjoy my other airsoft content that I have on there. I have a lot, so I post videos pretty frequently with any airsoft related anything. So you'll definitely find that on my channel. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good day.